when I started taking YouTube more seriously, I made a promise that I want to always keep it real and transparent with you guys. So I want to share everything I know, what I learned, but I also want to share my experiences. So my own parts of the journey, even the struggles that I go through while I am on my journey. And so this is one of those videos where I do want to share a touch from my own personal experience. I don't even know how I'm going to start this video, how I'm going to go about it. So I'm just going to start talking. I don't know. I have been consciously manifesting for, I don't know how many years now, 4 years, 5 years now. And I have seen some beautiful shifts in my life happening because of this work, right? And I'm still doing the work. And even after all these years, I still have those days. I still have those low days, you know, those days where your mind wants to go in 5 separate directions. The days where I want all my desires at once, and I want to fix everything at once, and I want to help everybody at once, and I want to just do it all at once, which I know is not realistic. Like, I want to be that person who, you know, can handle everything at once and still be centered, still keep, you know, their sanity. But the truth is, I can't manage it always. I can't manage it always. Like, even if I do manage it for some time, eventually it's going to lead to a burnout, which I guess it did in my case. It's not about having it all figured out right now, all at once. Okay, it's about knowing what you want, getting clear on what you want, and having that grounded clarity to move forward. So what we know in manifesting is that it's not about controlling every single outcome of your everyday life. Yes, we are always manifesting. But if your focus and your energy is split in like 10 different ways, you're going to be stuck in this confusion loop and frustration loop, and being frustrated for not getting the results that you think you should be getting for the work that you think you're actively working on, if that makes sense. So let's take me, for example. The last 10 days I was sick, and I felt really like low. And my mind went into a pretty dark place because I experienced something that I initially first experienced like 10 years ago, but I haven't experienced in the last maybe like 5 years or so. And so when I experienced that the other night, everything was triggered. Everything was triggered. You know, I kept affirming, I kept doing breath work, I kept doing what I thought I had to do. But the thing is, it wasn't my thoughts that were the problem. It was my nervous system. My nervous system was extremely triggered, and my whole body was extremely triggered. And I was just in an extreme fight or flight mode, if that makes sense. And in my case, when something like this happens, for me, it's not enough just to affirm. I need to actually do something. So I need to do. And by doing, I also obviously mean nervous system regulation. But in this case, it was even more hardcore than that, because that what I experienced is, I don't even want to say the word because I don't want to trigger a lot of other people, but it's basically like you can't breathe. You constantly have this feeling like you can't breathe. And it's the constant feeling tightness of your chest, in your chest. And anyway, so I had to do like the measures that I had to do. And I had to like really figure out what was going on, like what was going on with me. It was not just me being sick. Like, I was under a cold, fever, whatever, but it was not that. This what happened to me, that experience was something separate from my health. It was anxiety. And so I had to figure out what was going on with me. And I figured out that I was overwhelmed. I experienced a burnout. I was overwhelmed by my job, by my own goals the several that I have, my personal goals in the sense of like physical appearance, working out, diet, social life, my family, like the people that I work with one-on-ones. Like I just wanted it all at once and to deal with it all at once, that I just crashed, I guess. It became too much at some point. Like you can deal with certain things to a certain degree, but with me, in my case, at some point you're gonna crash. And so that's what happened with me. So in my case, I lacked structure. I let my goals float around in my mind like these open tabs that were open, but not even fully loaded, if that makes sense. And, I kept thinking about all of them, but I wasn't locking in any of them. And don't get me wrong, you can have everything you want. You can have everything you want, all of it. But again, in my case, from my own personal experience is what I'm talking from right now, you need that one thing that's going to lead. You need that one thing. You need something that's going to lead everything else, right? So I need that one dominant assumption that's going to lead. I need that one core outcome that's going to ground the rest of them. And so for some people, it's going to be love. For others, it's going to be money. For others, it's going to be health. For me personally, it's complete autonomy. I think that's the word. Autonomy. I want peace. Now, you heard me say this several times, that I sometimes go days without affirming for my desires, that I just forget about them. And that's okay. That is really, really very okay. But in my case, again, what I realized is that it was not that I was just not affirming. It was that I was kind of being lazy and avoidant. Because what I also realized is that me achieving these goals scared me. Like there was something that's scaring me by achieving everything that I want to achieve. And so that is something that I need to work on. That is something that I need to work through, because I didn't know that. I just had goals. I just had desires, and hell yeah, I'm going to achieve them. But because all of this happened, which I do believe that everything happens for a reason, and I even take these lower moments in life, I take them as lesson opportunities and learning opportunities. Even today I was on a walk with my boyfriend, and we were talking about it, and even he gave me some gems to really think about, and it's like, yeah, you're right. So what happened opened my eyes to the core things that I need to work on. Now, is manifesting something that you need to be working on your, what's the word I'm looking for? Like shadow works and inner child healings and stuff like that? No, absolutely not. But what you do not need to work on, but what you should work on is figuring out what your core beliefs are, and even fears. Like, think about your desires. Is there something that's scaring you about achieving those desires? If you were to ask me that 2 months ago, I would be like, are you crazy? No, I can't wait. But because I experienced these things that I experienced in the last week or so, I realized that, yes, it does scare me. A lot of things actually do scare me by achieving all these things. And if you tell me now, like, hey, if you manifest everything tomorrow, like, wouldn't it be great? Like, wouldn't you be like at peace? No, I wouldn't know what to do. I would crash out. And that's the thing. I'm not ready. So to me, that's a beautiful thing, because now I know what I actually need to work on. And now I know that I need to prioritize my own well-being, my own peace. Yes, I will still manifest my desires. I will still do what I need to do. But I'm going to structure it for myself. I need to find a better approach, an appropriate approach for myself to achieve the things that I want to achieve in my life, and not rush it? Why rush? That's something I literally ask myself. Why are you rushing? What are you, like, where is the urgency? Where is the urgency? Now, the thing is, with things that I manifest pretty quickly, like even with my SP, there was a sense of urgency. And I was like, you know what? I need this. I want this. I'm getting this. I was obsessed, desperate, and all of that. And I got those things. With these desires, I want them. I get impatient, you know? But there is no sense of urgency. Even though I want them and I'm impatient, there is no urgency. I just want them. And so, again, I don't know, like, if this is making sense. I don't know, like, I'm just talking, right? I'm just talking now. But it's about getting clear. You can't have multiple desires. We all have multiple desires. It's not like, oh, can you have multiple desires? You have multiple desires. So we all have multiple desires, multiple goals we want to achieve. So we need structure. You need to structure and make it easier for yourself to focus on these things. So if it's having one or two, like, blanket affirmations that you say to yourself that can ground you, then take that approach, take that route. If it's affirming 24/7 or scripting or visualizing, then do that. But do what feels best for you. Structure your life, structure your routine, structure your patterns. But don't ask yourself, am I doing it wrong? Am I doing this right? If you are doing it, if you're showing up for yourself, you're doing it right. Just don't fall under the trap of having to do it like somebody else did it and succeeded. There is no wrong or right way. The wrong way is the one that makes you feel overwhelmed and burned out and exhausted. That's the wrong way. The right way is the one that feels neutral or good. You're gonna have days when you're gonna, feel low, feel frustrated, even resent yourself. Resent yourself for being or feeling negative, resent yourself for doing things that you know you shouldn't be doing and or not doing things that you know you should be doing, right? We all have those days. But remember, you're always manifesting. Manifesting is life. Your whole life is a manifestation. We cannot not manifest. Manifesting is our nature, not our second nature. It is our nature, like breathing. You will always be manifesting something. So always take it easy, with grace, with patience, with yourself, with your future, and with others. If somebody said something that doesn't resonate with you or even triggered you, don't fight them. Let them live how they want to live. Let them do how they want to do it, and you do it your way. If that approach works for them, let them. Why make them feel bad for something that works for them? And if they're making you feel bad, ignore, block, do whatever. Just don't engage. Don't engage in anything that doesn't serve you. I suggest that you find your own approach and stick to it. Persist in it. And I suggest that you stop betraying the version of you who knows she belongs where she's headed, or he belongs, whatever your gender is. And you need to let go of everything that contradicts it. Everything that contradicts your desired version of yourself, your desired version of reality. We have to let go of this version of ourselves that keeps us stuck just to make sense for the struggles or just to make sense of the past. Just let that go. So tunnel vision as much as possible. And remember that manifestation is subtle. It's, small little shifts happening in your everyday life while you are living your everyday life. It's nothing dramatic most of the time. It's nothing dramatic. It's nothing loud. And, that's why a lot of people do get discouraged, because they don't feel or see fireworks. But momentum is real, and momentum builds in even those moments where you don't even think mattered, right? So stop looking for signs. You don't need signs. You having the desire is your sign to keep going. Find structure for yourself, for your own well-being, for your own mental health, and don't overwhelm yourself. Don't burn yourself out. Everything that you want, you will manifest. It's already on its way. It's already happening. Movement is already happening. You just need to trust it and keep doing what you know you need to be doing. We got this.